Remember this and don't ever forget it. If the devil was mean enough to put it on you, believe that God is gracious enough to take it off of you. Peace.
Gospel legend Rance Allen passed away at the age of 71, leaving behind a powerful musical legacy, unforgettable performances, and a voice that touched generations. Known to many as a pioneer and the father of contemporary gospel music, Allen's impact on the genre was undeniable. Yet behind the accolades and the spotlight, his family later revealed hidden struggles and personal battles that shocked even his closest followers. These battles were fought in silence, away from the pulpit, far from the stage lights, and behind the scenes of his celebrated life. Born in Monroe, Michigan in 1948, Rance was one of 12 children. His life was steeped in music and ministry from the very beginning. His mother quickly recognized his gift, and by the age of 5, Allen was already captivating church congregations with his powerful voice. Unlike most gospel singers of his time, Rance had a rare ability to fuse traditional church sounds with soul, blues, and even hints of rock and R&B. This bold blend would later position him as a bridge between old gospel traditions and the contemporary sound that defines modern gospel today. In 1969, Rance and his brothers formed the Rance Allen Group, launching a new era of gospel innovation. Their big break came when they signed with Stax Records, one of America's most influential soul labels. Songs like Something About the Name Jesus and I Belong to You showcase not only Allen's extraordinary vocal range, but also his fearless approach to gospel music. By the early 1970s, he was being compared to soul icons like Stevie Wonder and Otis Redding, yet his message remained rooted in faith. However, with this immense success came enormous pressure. Rance Allen wasn't just a singer, he was becoming a symbol of gospel's future, expected to modernize an entire genre. He shared stages with icons like James Cleveland and Andrea Crouch, and even crossed into the mainstream, performing with artists like Kirk Franklin decades later. As we celebrate his legacy, we also begin to uncover deeper truths about the man behind the music. Stay tuned as we reveal more about Rance Allen's journey, his triumphs, his trials, and the quiet strength that carried him through it all.
Behind the applause, Rance privately grappled with exhaustion, the demands of touring, and the difficulty of balancing his roles as both an artist and a bishop. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, whispers about his health began to circulate. Fans noticed moments when he seemed short of breath during performances or when his weight fluctuated dramatically. While the public often attributed these to the normal wear and tear of life on the road, his family later admitted these were the first signs of deeper health battles. He kept these struggles hidden to maintain his ministry and career. Rance pushed himself to deliver excellence, even if it meant ignoring his own well-being. His family later revealed that he faced issues related to his weight, which often made him vulnerable to other health complications. Simple tasks like long rehearsals or extensive travel became exhausting, but Rance refused to let it show publicly. On stage, he gave his all. Off stage, he was quietly fighting to maintain his health. The physical battles were only half the story. Rance Allen also carried a deep emotional burden. Being a gospel pioneer came with pressure to never falter, to always be an example, and to carry the expectations of both the church and the music industry. Unlike secular artists who had freedom to explore and even fail publicly, Allen felt he had to protect the purity of his image at all costs. Any sign of weakness could be seen as a failure, not just of him as a man, but as a representative of the gospel message. His family later shared that this emotional weight wore heavily on him, leading to nights of quiet reflection where he questioned if he was doing enough or making the impact God called him to make. He sometimes expressed regret about not taking better care of himself earlier in life. He felt torn between his ministry and his music, never quite able to give himself fully to one without feeling he was neglecting the other. Rance didn't want anyone, especially his fans, to see him as weak. He believed his role was to inspire strength, uplift, and embody the joy of the gospel. He feared showing his pain might dim that light for others. When news of Rance Allen's passing broke on October 31, 2020, the gospel community was shaken. Tributes poured in from fans, fellow gospel artists, and celebrities who admired his unmatched voice and influence. Social media was flooded with clips of him singing, with people remembering how his music carried them through their darkest days. His family's revelations after his death helped fans understand why his songs resonated so deeply. They were born from a place of lived experience, where triumph and trial collided to create something truly profound. Every note he sang, every lyric he delivered, carried an intensity that could only come from someone who truly understood pain, perseverance, and faith. Rance's struggles were not just battles he fought privately. They were woven into the very fabric of his music. His voice was his way of releasing what he could not always share in words. His legacy serves as a reminder that even the strongest among us are still human. His family wanted the world to know his hidden struggles, not to diminish him, but to remind us that no one is invincible, not even the giants of faith and music. In his humanity and vulnerability, we find the true source of his inspiration. In the years since his passing, Rance Allen's impact has only grown. Younger generations of gospel artists cite him as a foundational influence, and fans continue to discover his timeless recordings. His voice may have been silenced at 71, but his legacy echoes louder than ever.